Welcome to the People by People podcast with me, your host, Laura Sutherland. I hope you're all doing well today. It is a weekend and you're probably thinking, why on earth is Laura releasing a podcast on the weekend? Well, today is Sunday the 5th of June and today is World Environment Day. And today I am also relaunching my business Aura. I'm also launching my new website and I'm also launching a groundbreaking new framework called the Synergy Framework, which I'm just so excited about everything because I've been working towards this for a very long time. And I wanted to just take a few minutes today to let you know about it because I believe that this new approach that I have developed and brought everything together is really going to benefit not just businesses and organisations that I work with as clients, but also fellow PR consultants, agencies and in-house teams by working with them collaboratively to achieve some really amazing stuff which impacts real everyday lives. So first of all, new website, go visit auraadvisory.co. So that's auraadvisory.co. I've also changed the Twitter handle and the Instagram handle too. So go follow them also, please. So the leading statement of the website is that change is inevitable. Are you ready? And I really think that sums up my journey over the last few years to get to this sort of point. Now, just to give you a really brief potted history, I have been in business, working in business, different sort of roles, managerial roles, training, etc. for 25 years. I've worked in the public relations and communication industry for over 20 years now, and I have worked in sustainable communication for around 10 years. And over the last 2 years specifically, over particularly the pandemic, there's been a massive amount of change, and I think we all know that already. But there's also been a massive shift towards purpose-driven, sustainability, net zero, carbon footprints, culture, and really what I've been trying to figure out over the last few years is how I can bring something together that's really going to benefit businesses and organisations and help them accelerate towards a sustainable future. Now, when I say sustainable, I do not just mean about sustainability where people think of recycling and the carbon emissions they have from their cars. I mean to make something sustainable, to make it have longevity, to make it have life, to make it have a future, essentially. And if we're talking about future-proofing, then we have to consider, well, what makes something future-proofed? What makes it still relevant? And in the last couple of years, all the work that I've been doing around helping clients reimagine their businesses into an era of hybrid working from home, the products and services they've then been able to develop out of that to help them, but also to help their customers and to help their publics, has been absolutely fascinating, and it has given me a massive eye-opening experience and excitement that for the future of what I can do. And I have landed on basically the integration of strategic communication, stakeholder relations, and sustainability, future-proofing. And I have developed a framework called the Synergy Framework, synergy being the big word there, whereby we are aligning the vision, the goals, the ambitions, the strategies, policies, and decision-making of organisations around the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. Because those 17 goals cover off absolutely everything you can imagine around people, place, planet. It's everything, around the economy. There's marine, there's water, there's absolutely everything in there. And if we as businesses think about the impact we're having on all these different things and what we could do better, be more responsible, then there's absolutely loads of room for improvement. And the work that I've been doing with businesses, well, with SMEs in particular, you know, even just startups up to, you know, kind of 500 to 1,000 employee companies, these businesses were struggling and still are struggling to understand how they can be more sustainable, how they can go about do what they do with their product or their service, but be more sustainable. And people are sticking their head in their sand. People are not understanding where to start, or people are jumping straight into let's just offset, let's just pay to offset because that's the easiest thing to do, rather than reducing, reusing, recycling, etc. And so, yeah, part of my journey has been around to look at those sustainable development goals. Aura is now accredited by the Good Business Charter. And I really feel that this framework is the most amazing starting point to work with clients, essentially, on to help them accelerate towards a sustainable future. And by accelerate, I mean go quickly. Start actually taking action, because that is one of the problems that we have, is that there's all this intent and there's all this talk, but there's no action. And if we think about all the small steps we could take, think about all the small steps we could take as individuals or businesses, and what that would add up to in a larger scale, it would make massive impact. So I don't want to go into too much detail about it because it's kind of, you know, a secret recipe, if you like, for my clients. But obviously I want people to understand what it is, how it can be used, who it would benefit. And, you know, I think if you want to visit the website, I've mentioned already, it's auraadvisory.co. Head to the Synergy Framework page and have a look at the framework. There's a sort of easy to read visual there, but also it explains a little bit more. And, you know, come back to me with any questions. I'm offering a free 15-minute consultation with businesses to have a chat about what they think they might need, how it could work for them, and obviously for me to answer any questions. In addition to me launching today, Sunday the 5th of June, I'm also doing an Instagram live tomorrow, Monday the 6th of June at 12 o'clock, where I will be talking a little bit more detail about the whole thing, how it came about, why I'm so excited about it. I think this is an industry first. I don't think that people have managed to join all the dots up like I have. And that's why I'm so excited about it, because that means there's an opportunity to help you, to help clients, to help businesses, organizations. It doesn't matter what sector, it doesn't matter what size, because the rules still apply to everybody to make those differences, to join all those dots. And, you know, if anything, in the last few years of the experience that I've had working with businesses and organizations, ranging from tourism businesses to local government, those specific projects have really opened my eyes to the opportunity for joining the dots, connecting people and connecting projects, and approaching everything with a collaborative mind, because collaboration is one of the biggest ways that we're going to be able to achieve things quicker and more effectively. And actually brings me back to when I worked with Scotland's 2020 climate group. That must have been coming up for maybe sort of 6 to 8 years ago. And we basically, collaboration was one of the biggest things that we hung our hat on, because we collaborated with all the other sort of not-for-profit organisations, third sector, ALIOs. We collaborated with businesses, we collaborated with charities, we collaborated with individuals as well, and universities, and we made sure that there was nobody left out. And one of the things that the 2030 agenda has set out is that no one is left behind. And that is so important, that if we're looking to future-proof our businesses and organisations, that nobody is left behind. that's why I chose, when I was doing some carbon offsetting payment recently, I chose to invest that money in an international account, which basically invests in those who are most at risk from the likes of flooding, excessive heat temperatures, drought, famine, etc. And that's because I believe that no man should be left behind and that we should all be helping each other. So collaboration is massive, and it's a big part of how I approach my work. So apart from that big massive framework and the new website, my approach now to work will be very much laser focused on joining all those elements together, those years of experience in business and advising leaders, and really I suppose helping shape the future of organisations through really intelligent thinking, critical thinking, but also making sure that we approach things from a risk perspective. We do some scenario planning, and we make sure that everyone comes along on that journey with us as well, because there's absolutely no point in having some sort of amazing, all singing, all dancing strategy that's going to achieve loads of stuff if people don't know about it and people aren't on board with it. So that's a massive part of being able to deliver on that as well. I've just finished two new pieces of, two new briefs that I've responded to in the last few days, and both of them were right up my street, and it was all about this, and I was able to put the framework into place even before launch. I was just excited to be able to kind of tell these prospective clients about it and how amazing it is, and yeah, pretty much blew their socks off. So I was excited about that also. There's lots of excitements, obviously, I've been mentioning, because I am excited about it, and I think it's really important to be excited about your work, because if you're excited about it and you are passionate about it, that comes across, but also it means that you're going to do a good job. You know what you're there to do, you know what you're set out to do, and if people are on board with that, then you can achieve far, far more. So that's all I can really say just now. Go visit auraadvisory.co, follow Aura Advisory on Instagram, Twitter, come to me with any questions you might have. But thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my excitement. I'll speak to you soon. One last thing, if I could ask, would you please share my news with everybody? I would really appreciate it. It might be by sharing this podcast. You might share some tweets, or you might share my LinkedIn post. But I would really appreciate any shares you had, because I would love for other people to know about this, learn about this, and again, that sort of be able to collaborate with me on it. So thanks again for tuning in. I will be back in touch with you very soon with more guest action, and don't forget to give me some feedback and subscribe to the People by People podcast.